Hey man, you there?
Hi, Gavin.
Sweet.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah, man, all good.
Oh, perfect.
The 6
Hi,
people waiting.
guys. Hi, guys. Can you see the screen? Can you hear us? Just checking that everything is set up properly. Oh, yep, Lynn. Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Nicola. Cool. Just give it another minute, and we'll get started. All right. Well, might as well get started. We've got a few people with us right now, and I think there's a couple more joining as we speak. Great. So look, welcome to this webinar presentation today, 5 ways to stay fit, healthy, and strong at home during the lockdown. So this is a very timely and I guess time-sensitive webinar because, we all stuck at home at the moment. We can only go for a short walk. And I sometimes feel like myself, but also I know that a lot of people feel this way, that, when you're at home, when you're not moving enough, your fitness levels drop. If you normally go to a gym or you do some other exercises, you feel like you're sort of losing all the fitness that you worked so hard to get, all of a sudden sort of evaporating. So today we're going to show you how you can do things inside your home without equipment, how you can stay healthy, how you can regain a lot of the fitness that you might have lost over the last couple of weeks. In fact, you can actually get fitter than you were before. I'll tell you why we're sort of you could say experts in this area, because we have done it before. We have had a few, we've trained a few clients that are doing their home-based programs and are doing really well. So let's get started. So just to be clear, who is this presentation for? Who will most likely benefit from this presentation? So obviously, if you're frustrated with the lack of exercise during the lockdown, so we've done 2 weeks already. We probably have another couple of weeks to go, maybe longer. Who knows? I think the numbers, the new COVID numbers, have gone up a little bit again today. So at this stage, no one really knows how long this is going to last. Now, if you take your health seriously, I mean, if you didn't, if you weren't, then you probably wouldn't be on this webinar in the first place. If you're starting to feel your muscles getting weaker, joints getting stiffer, and your fitness is evaporating, okay, so definitely you'll learn some very interesting things during this presentation. Now, as I said before, you might be a gym member. Now, gyms are off limits at the moment, so you're probably suffering from a muscle wasting, I guess, to a certain degree, because you're not able to do the usual exercises, the usual kind of weights, and the usual things that you do. So again, we'll show you how to overcome these obstacles. And obviously, if you want to stay healthy and functionally fit for many years to come.
Hey guys, so obviously you can't see the videos of Alex and I, but hey, some of you guys know me, some of you don't, but you're going to probably ask, why are we qualified to speak on this subject? Well, that's me in the bottom right-hand corner there. I used to be very, very overweight. I was about 20 kilograms heavier than I am now. And I've managed to keep that weight off for the last 8 or 9 years now. And obviously, that puts me in about the 5% of the people that are able to lose weight and keep it off for the long term. Whereas there's a 95% failure in diets. And that's obviously, you may have experienced it yourself. You've started a diet and you fail on a diet. So the other thing is that's my knee in the top right-hand corner. I've had quite significant amount of knee surgeries, about 8 knee surgeries, and it's all sort of pinned together. And what that represents is the fact that some of you in our sort of 40s and above may have some knee problems or joint problems. And obviously, having injuries myself, I'm able to sort of work around them and still get results. Because what you find is this is quite a big barrier to people's exercise participation, because they can't do the things that they think they should do. I'm a REPS registered personal trainer, and all that means is that I'm governed by the national body of personal trainers, and it keeps me sort of honest, keeps me upskilled and trained as we go forward. I'm also a nutrition coach, certified nutrition coach. I qualified at AUT. I'm a certified online trainer. Now, this certification is quite rare. I did this quite a few years ago. There aren't many trainers out there that are actually qualified or certified to train online, because it's quite different to a one-to-one training. I'm a functional agent specialist, which means that I've sort of done extra upskilling myself to help deal with people in the 45, 40 plus bracket, all the way up to 80. So that's a bit about me.
Great, thanks, Gavin. So a little bit about myself. So a lot of you guys on this webinar, you obviously got an email from me, so you probably have seen me in the past. You might be our physio patient. But for those who don't know me, so I'm a physio, basically have been a physio for the last over 15 years. So I graduated from AUT, then I also have a postgraduate diploma in sports medicine from Otago, and back in 2010 I started Body Fit Physiotherapy in Hawick. So I've been running that place for more than 10 years, and to be honest, ever since day one when I started physio practice, my focus, my main I guess passion has been helping people over 40 to get healthy, to get fit. So that's my area of interest. And as part of the rehab that I put together for my patients, I've included a lot of exercise-based rehab. So that I do have a lot of experience with helping people get back on track. So what led us to this webinar? Now, obviously, we know how important exercise is to keep yourself healthy, especially your immune system. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, the connection between being healthy, exercising specifically, and boosting your immune system, which is very important right now. Now, we have extensive experience, both Gavin and I, in helping adults over 40 regain their fitness and overcome health issues. So obviously it's not just for people over 40, but we sort of, you could say we specialize in, fitness and health training for people over 40. We're seeing the fitness industry focusing on 20-something-year-olds and ignoring the people who actually need it the most, which is, people over 40. People struggle to maintain good fitness levels due to limited exercise options during the lockdown. So I sort of alluded to that, especially right now, very difficult times, and especially for maintaining some sort of meaningful exercise regime. It is difficult if you don't know what you're doing. And yes, it is more important now than ever to keep yourself healthy, because if you're not healthy, your immune system will suffer. So we have done a lot of work. We have done a lot of research on the subject of health and fitness, particularly for people over 40. So much so that we actually written a book about a year ago, How to Feel and Look Younger Naturally, Your Ultimate Guide to Staying Functionally Fit After 50. You can find it in these bookstores on the right-hand side. Probably not now because everything's closed. Now, this is a very interesting piece of research. Now, look, I'm not going to bore you with too much technical details, but I'm going to, this is actually quite interesting. So what you're seeing on your screen essentially are called telomeres. So telomeres are the little ends of your chromosomes. Okay, so chromosomes is where our DNA material is stored within our cells. Now, the reason why telomeres are so important is because this is when we're born. These telomeres are quite long. Okay, and as we get older, as we age, those telomeres get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So much so that you can actually take someone's DNA sample, measure the length of their telomeres, and actually get a pretty good idea how old the person is. But the length of the telomeres doesn't just represent your age; it also represents your biological age. Essentially, it's the level, the degree to which your body has been subject to wear and tear over the years. So the longer your telomeres, the younger you are and the healthier you are. Okay, so you might be two people of the same age, let's say 50 or 60, their calendar age the same, but their biological age could be quite different because one smokes, drinks, and sits on the couch the whole day, so their telomeres will be shorter, and the other person, who is healthy, their telomeres will be longer. Now, the longer telomeres mean good health, and not only good health, but also good immune system, okay? So just, again, a bit of research. So people over 60 with shorter telomeres are 3 times more likely to die from a heart disease and 8 times more likely to die from infectious disease. Now, that resonates because we know right now people over 50, especially over 65, are especially vulnerable to this pandemic that we're going through right now. So I do strongly believe that this has a lot to do with the immune response that people have as we get older. So a little bit more on the telomeres, on the role of telomeres. Now, you see, as the telomeres get shorter, the cells within these, so every human cell has got telomeres. So if the telomeres within a certain cell get shorter, this cell becomes dysfunctional, and it does, it does include your immune cells. So one of the most important immune cells in your body is called T cells. Okay, so they're called killer cells. Now, they're extremely important, especially right now, because they are the cells that help to latch on and lock on and destroy this, your human cells inside your body that are virus infected. Okay, so essentially they are sort of like your body soldiers that help to fight the virus. Okay, now if the telomeres within those T cells are shorter, that means those soldier cells are less functional. They're weaker and they can't fight off the infection very well. So that's very, very important to keep your telomeres longer, okay? To keep your immune system very functional. Hopefully what I just said makes sense, but I believe to a very large degree, this helps to explain why older people are actually more susceptible to the virus. So that's just another graph that shows that, as we get older, our risk of chronic disease does exponentially increase. And just to confirm what I just said before, there's a study done in Dunedin in 2015. They actually found that some people age, or particularly their telomeres, shorten 3 times faster than others. And to a very large degree, this depends on the lifestyle factors, which we will cover in this presentation. So the good news is, again, scientists have actually proven there's certain things you can do to lengthen your telomeres. So even if you haven't done big favors for your health over the years, there are certain things you can do right now to actually lengthen your telomeres, and you could assume that it will help to improve your immune system as well. So now we're coming to the main part of our presentation today. I'm going to pass the microphone, or you could say the microphone, to Kevin. Sorry. Right, Kevin, you can take over.
Amazing, brilliant. Okay, cool. So obviously, what Alex just said about the virus and stuff, just a disclaimer there. We are coming into flu season as well, and even if the coronavirus doesn't hurt people, obviously there's no cure for it yet. But even the cold and flu hurts a lot of people because they're not as fit and strong as they'd like to be. So this is going to be 5 ways how to stay fit and healthy and strong during the lockdown. So let's have a look. Is that going? Is that moving, Alex? There you go.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So high levels of exercise linked to 9 years less aging at the cellular level. So it's like, if you exercise more and exercise frequently, you get high level, you get less aging at cellular level, which Alex has just talked about, and that's obviously from a professor. All right. So what people seem to think that to get fit and healthy, you need a gym. Okay. And you actually don't. You can actually do a lot of this stuff from home. And in fact, when I first started training, when I first lost all my weight, all I did was home workouts. All I had was a pull-up bar, which I couldn't do any pull-ups to start with, and some dumbbells, and that was it. And I got in incredible shape just by doing stuff in my living room. So you don't need elaborate gym equipment to do a decent workout. The thing is, your body will respond to weight, any weight. It doesn't know if it's holding a dumbbell, or it doesn't know if it's holding a rucksack or a tin of beans or whatever else. As long as you're able to put some stress onto the muscles, your body will respond to it. It doesn't know what it is, okay? It's just obviously people assume they need to go to a gym. And we're going to go through a basic exercise routine that we can do at home. So, don't need that. Okay, cool. So, like a lot of some people here from our program right now, and some have equipment, some don't. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through each one of these exercises and give you kind of the alternatives. So leg strengthening exercises are probably the most important thing you can do, because what happens is, as you age, your leg strength declines twice as fast as your upper body strength. And you'll probably see this yourself. You'll see people a little bit older who need a walking stick to get up off a chair, or need to use their arms to pull themselves up. It's because their leg strength has declined to such a point that they just can't hold their body anymore. This then translates into falling over. So if you haven't got this leg strength, your body can just about hold you up when you're walking. So if you bend your leg and put your muscle under a bit of stress, it hasn't got the strength to hold itself up. And then people fall over, and it's quite catastrophic. So I'm going to quickly play these videos if they work. So the first one's a body weight squat, okay? Now, these may look a little bit scary right now, but there's multiple versions of these exercises. So a body weight squat simply could be, if you're sitting on a chair and stand up, that is a body weight squat. And if you do this 10, 15, 20 times, or to a point where your muscles start to burn just a little bit, you're going to get a very, very effective leg workout. Now, the middle exercise here is a deadlift. Okay, so a deadlift, that looks pretty scary with some big weights stuck on the side of it. But ultimately, that's just a proper lifting technique. So if any of you have worked in any kind of industry, or wholesale, retail, whatever, you may have been on a manual handling course. And a manual handling course will teach you how to lift something safely from the ground. Now, if you can master this little exercise, you not only will you be able to lift quite a bit of heavy weight, but you'll also be a lot more functional around the garden, around the house, lifting things and putting them on shelves or whatever you need to do. And a deadlift is a fantastic exercise because it works predominantly on the posterior chain. The posterior chain are the muscles of the back. So when we sit down all day long, our glutes get tired and weak, and our hamstrings get tired and weak and tight, and your upper back gets loose and tired, and it contributes to poor posture. But this one exercise is actually, a great full body exercise that gets all those muscles working together exactly as they should be for you to get stronger. So then we are going to come back down to the floor, and we do a hip buck, or a bridge. And again, you can load this up with weight. So what that's doing, it's actually focusing on the glutes. And the glutes are the biggest muscle in the body. They're one of the strongest, but they're also one of the most underused in modern society, because we sit down so much. And this is a fantastic exercise to get those hamstrings and glutes working, get you nice and strong. And what it does as well is that once you start to strengthen your glutes a little bit, you can obviously alleviate a bit of back pain as well. And obviously, this is a very stock standard exercise that we give to a lot of our clients because they need it. So, and again, as long as you're putting your muscles under some stress and making them work, making them burn just a little bit, you're going to get a really, really good response. Then move up to the upper body exercise. Okay, so the back itself is a very hard muscle to work without equipment. Okay, but it doesn't mean to say you need lots of heavy weights either. So this video there has got my knee on the bench, and you can see me rowing a dumbbell back towards my hip. Now you could do that with a bag full of tins, or a big rock or something from the garden, or whatever you need to do. But ultimately, if you're doing this exercise, you're getting a bit of core work, you're getting a bit of back work, and a bit of bicep work, and ultimately you're going to be able to have a very good effective back workout just by doing this exercise. Then you move on to the middle one, which is press ups. So another thing is upper body strength. This is more your chest and your triceps. And I'm doing an incline press up on a bench just there. But the key to this exercise is that if you increase the height of the incline, even if it's standing next to a wall and pushing off a wall, that would be the very basic exercise. You can make this into a very effective exercise. And as you get stronger, you can move your upper body closer to the floor. So it could be a higher bench or a lower bench, or even on the floor doing a full press up. A very, very good exercise. And then you got some shoulder work as well. So shoulders, again, are always weak in our clients. Again, very rare do we ever strengthen them. We sit down and driving, keyboards, whatever we're doing, and we don't usually lift much above our heads, and we end up with quite weak shoulders. And this exercise here, you can do with a tin of beans. Honestly, you'll really start to feel the muscles work. It's a very, very good shoulder exercise. And these are fantastic. So if you had to start somewhere, these would be the 6 exercises that if you did kind of on a daily basis, you'd get phenomenal strength results. So this graph here is a really important graph. Okay, it really sort of highlights some of the issues that you can have if you don't do any kind of strength training. So in early life, as you can see there, you've got like a dot. Let's see if I've got the mouse here. So this sort of segment here, it's where you're born right down to this line. You go through the disability threshold, and this is obviously where you're a baby, you're crawling, you need your mum and dad to do everything for you. And obviously you come up and you peak here, I don't know, maybe mid-20s, 30s, possibly, where you peak. And then what happens is the thing breaks off into 2 lines. Now, the bottom line is for people that generally just do nothing other than just going to work and doing the daily activities. And what you find is that you will lose muscle strength, you will lose or you gain some weight, your metabolism will slow. And if you do nothing, what will happen is you'll come into this disability threshold. And this disability threshold is at the point where you will need help getting out of the car. You will need that walking stick. You will need to use your arms to get up off the chair. And, activities of daily living, like showering yourself and everything else, becomes very, very difficult. And the top line is people that, are fit and healthy. They do some exercise, they do some weight training. And this big discrepancy here will keep these people younger for a lot longer. Now, end of the day, we can't promise you that you're going to live 10 years longer, but what we can do, there's a term called a compressed morbidity, which basically means that you compress the amount of time to the end of your life to where you're sick. So if you could be sick for 3 years and then die, as opposed to being sick at 40 on blood pressure tablets, high cholesterol tablets, whatever you name it, you got it, and spending 40 years of your life, struggling along, right? So loss of muscle mass and strength with age is really important. And it's like an investment or like a pension pot. If you start paying into it early enough, you will see dividends, huge dividends down the end. All right. So we got cardio again, right? So cardio is, a piece of the puzzle. But what we see all the time is a lot of our clients will default to cardio as their only form of exercise. And it is, it absolutely has its place, but in compared to maintaining muscle mass and strength, weight training, what you want to do. So, you could do walking or jogging or, online training with us or Zumba or Pilates, whatever you need to do, but do it because it has a really good effect on your heart and lungs. And obviously if your heart and lungs are strong, you can actually, recover from lots of things. And what fits in quite nice here is that my uncle has been diagnosed with coronavirus, which is really upsetting for us all. And he's approaching the 60s, and he is literally just recovered, but he has got permanent scarring of the lungs. Now, I genuinely believe that if he had not been a fit guy, and he's super fit, so he does like Ironman competitions, and has been for the last 20 years. Had he not been that fit, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be here today. And like he's still pretty sick, but he's recovering. So it goes to show that having strong heart and lungs will help you get through even the worst of viruses, which is good. So contain overeating. So when you're stuck in the house now, boredom will set in. If you've got nothing to do, it's just so easy to just go and open the fridge and get yourself in there. And especially when lots of people have been not I wouldn't say overbuying, but they probably bought a bit more than they should do. And a lot of the times you buy lots of junk, and it's kind of up to Easter. And it's very, very easy to overeat, especially when you kind of gone from your normal working environment to being at home. It's easy to do. So there's a couple of things that we can help you with. Have healthy snacks handy. So ultimately, don't buy junk food in the first place, because if you buy it, you will eat it. There's absolutely, no way you're not going to. And in that moment of weakness, you're going to eat all those sweeties and chocolates and stuff. So have healthy snacks handy. Buy some fruit, buy some nuts, obviously in moderation. The other thing you can do is drink plenty of water, because a lot of the times we forget that we're thirsty, and we actually sorry, start again. Pull my teeth out. So what you find is that hunger could be a sign of thirst. And if you are somebody that's prone to snacking and over snacking because you think you're hungry, have a glass of water in its place. And what you find is it'll fill you up a little bit, and that hunger will dissipate. And that's really, really handy. The other thing to do, and what I talk about with our clients as well, is planning meals, trying to create yourself a menu. And if you can create yourself a menu for 4 or 5 day period, you stick to that menu, because we're creatures of habit. We like structure. And if you just turn up at lunchtime and you haven't prepared or planned anything, you just go for the easiest option. It's just the way we're built. But if you plan your meals a little bit in advance and have some healthy, fresh food cooked in the fridge, ready to go, you'll do a lot better. And again, protein is, I always talk about protein for my clients. It's a huge thing, because protein, things like lean meats, fish, all those sorts of things, they have a high satiating effect, which means they make you feel fuller for longer. And if you eat those things as well, you feel fuller. You're less likely to want to go and snack on foods, and they actually promote fat burning in your body as well, because protein itself, 30 odd percent of the calories from protein goes into digestion, which means that it speeds your metabolism up, works a bit harder, and you burn more calories. And again, the other thing is you use smaller plates. If you use smaller plates, when you look at the meal, it looks bigger than what it actually is, and you can sort of go through all. And all these things are more, we call it cognitive restraint. We need something to pull you back a little bit so you can don't fall off track. So contain overeating. So protein fills you up quicker, as I just spoken about. So these are some high protein foods, right? Now, lean beef, when I say lean, cut the fat off it. It's really important you do that, because it'll add a whole bunch of extra calories that you don't need. Chicken's fantastic. Again, cut the skin and fat off. White fish, brilliant source of protein. Milk's a really good source of protein, but if you're going to be doing it, kind of go for the lower calorie options, the trim milks, if you were. If you're vegetarian, tofu is fantastic. Nuts are also good, but be mindful that you can really overdo nuts when you're snacking, because they're very calorie dense. So if you're going to snack on nuts, about 30 grams is an ideal portion size. Same for cheese, a really good source of protein, but again, keep the portions smaller, about 30 grams. Eggs, fantastic. There's a lot of misconception around high cholesterol with eggs. In actual fact, there's lots of good cholesterol in eggs as well, and they're actually not as bad for your heart as people used to think they were. Legumes, if you're vegetarian, again, lots of fiber, lots of protein, keeps you full for long, and same tuna, fish is good as well. So really important you do those things. So again, as well, it's about being intentional about what you eat. It's about being mindful about what you eat. If you're just going to the fridge and just, pick this, pick that, pick this, you're going to do yourself a lot of damage down the track, especially with boredom sets in. And the fact of the matter is, you don't need to put severe restrictions on what you eat. If you look at Penny here, Penny we use as an example because she's had an immense fat loss journey, over about 45 kilos I think she's up to now, which is incredible. Way I teach nutrition is more habit-based, and it's more about familiarity. So if you're already eating food now, which you obviously are because you're alive and you eat every day, if we can make your diet familiar to what you already do, but make it a little bit healthier, you're more likely to stick to that diet. And for an example, you can see those drinks at the bottom. Penny used to drink quite a lot of orange juice for breakfast, and when you looked at it, it was actually quite a couple of hundred calories of orange juice per day. So instead of saying to her, right, that's it, you're going to just drink water, or you're going to cut out your orange juice full stop, it'd be very difficult to do, because that's what she liked to do. So what we did instead was we gave her a big, large glass of water, and she had an orange. Now the calories there equaled 45 calories altogether, as opposed to the maybe 100, 200 calories she was drinking before. So what that did was, it literally she still had the sweetness of the orange, she just didn't have the calories of the orange juice. And she was able to make this one change. And what was really significant about this one change, that it sparked a lot of other changes on the track. And I think when we brought this in, she lost about 5 kilos in the first couple of weeks, which was just absolutely mind-blowing. Just through simple changes. You don't have to restrict yourself too much. You just need to do what you're doing a little bit better. And again, this is her. Like I said, it's incredible. Those photos are just amazing. And so she's been with us since 2017. She's lost 45 kilos. Her heart rate reduced by 40 beats a minute. So what that means is, when she first came to us, she obviously wasn't very fit, obviously. And when we got through it, her heart rate is reduced by 40 beats a minute on our fitness test. So her heart is beating less hard. It's not put as much strain on it as it was before. So her heart is now healthier than it was before. So, if she was to contract some flu or anything, she recovered a lot faster than she would have done before. As a result of her transformation, She no longer takes blood pressure medication or she's given up smoking, and with the biological age test that we used to do, she's lost 10 years of her biological age, which is amazing. So a lot of the times diets fail, okay, and so let's just frame this up. If something, or if a diet has earned the right to be called a diet, it's because it works. Keto works, vegan diets work, Weight Watchers work, Jenny Craig works. They all work because they help you lose weight. But what they don't do, they don't help you lose weight for the long term, because these companies like to give you a strategy that they know you're going to keep coming back for. And the reason being is that there's three defense mechanisms of dieting. And when I talk about calories an awful lot, it just means that if you can reduce your calories a little bit, you start to lose weight. But what happens is when you start to do that, your body goes into a defense mode. It's not starvation mode like people think it is, but it generally does go into a bit of a defense mechanism. So the first one, it tries to defend its body fat set point. So if you're sitting there as you know, whatever weight you are currently, as soon as you go on a diet, your body doesn't like it. It doesn't want to change. It likes to stay exactly where it is because it's comfortable and it's easy. So as soon as you start going on a diet, your body thinks, well, hang on, you're starting to do things to the body. I need to defend my body fat set point. That's the sort of initial reaction. Then what happens is your NEAT lowers. So NEAT is just a non-exercise activity. It just means the movements that you do, cleaning, walking around, fidgeting, all those things, your body will stop to do those things, and it'll send signals to your brain to say, actually, you don't need to get up just now. Just sit down, conserve some energy, because now you're reducing calories from your diet. Your body wants to conserve calories because you're eating less. Then what'll happen is this will go on for a little while, and then you'll start to get these horrible cravings. And if you've been on a diet, you know exactly what I mean. And the body will signal for you to eat more. It's signaling for you to eat more because A, it wants to defend its body fat set point. Your diet has now become too restrictive. It's already shut off the fact that it wants you to move, and now it's going to change your hunger hormones to make you eat more. And that is why the diets fail, because ultimately it becomes a psychological game, not just a physical game. And you give into these cravings to the point where you over and binge eat. And once you over and binge eat, you blow your diet out of the water. Mindset sets in, well, I've already destroyed my diet today. I may as well carry on and go hard. And then obviously it becomes a painful scenario to be in. So that is why traditional diets fail. So ultimately, is that you, Alex? Yeah, sorry, man. Go for it.
Yeah, all good.
Get the water.
Look, okay, so sorry. I just need to regain the
control
of the mouse. Right, so the fifth point that we're going to discuss today, so the fifth way of keeping yourself healthy and fit while you're at home is simple. It's just keep moving, okay? So a lot of us, if we normally go to a gym, we go and play, I don't know, tennis, badminton with our friends, all of a sudden we can't do those things. So we're sort of, the human mentality is like, if I can't do those things, I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to sit at home and do nothing, okay? So don't do that, because there's so many different other ways to, burn those calories, just to keep yourself fit. For example, you could just, do some house chores that probably, most people complain that, oh, I haven't done my chores for a month or 2 months. I'm behind in the garden. Well, now is the great time to do it. Now is the great time to catch up. And it burns a lot of calories. You'd be surprised how much it does. And it not only that, but it also keeps you fit. Avoids, watching Netflix for 8-10 hours a day. Okay. That's not going to help. Not only it's not good for your general health, it will probably give you back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain. I've been contacted by a couple of my patients already saying that, I've got a bit of a back niggle, back injury during these couple of weeks, because everyone's sitting on the couch, everyone's not moving enough, and it really isn't helping your body. So even if it's a walk to the kitchen to get a glass of water, get up as often as you can, get up, move around, do things. Find an excuse to get yourself moving, okay? Just to kind of go a bit in depth on house chores, okay? So you might think that doing a bit of vacuuming or a little bit of dusting or wiping is not going to help your health, but it actually will. And here is some data in terms of how many calories you burn. So they're actually very close to exercise, because 1 hour of vacuuming burns 175 calories, okay? Let's compare that to a 30-minute jog, 280 calories, okay? Yes, okay, so you do twice as long vacuuming, but you know, the calories that you burn are quite comparative. Again, gardening even more, like 1 hour of gardening will, depending on exactly what you do, if you're lifting or doing any physical stuff, anywhere between 250 and 400 calories. That's pretty decent. You know, a 30-minute you know, bike ride on a stationary bike at home would be 260 calories. So look, you don't have to exercise. I mean, exercising certainly does help, without doubt. But if you can't access the gym, you can still do a lot of things to keep yourself healthy. Okay, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is to keep yourself moving and do things. Okay. All right, cool. So that was pretty much the, you know, the 5 points that we wanted to get across to you. I hope that you've taken notes and hopefully you learned something new, because we do feel very passionate about the subject. I do feel that people are probably under exercising at the moment, and that is not good for a number of reasons. Okay. Now, we've given you quite a bit of information. Some of it might be a little bit confusing, especially when it comes to nutrition and kind of trying to get it right. Look, the next 5-10 minutes, if you give me a chance, I'm just going to show you, if you're interested, on how we can actually help you to you know, get healthier without actually leaving your home. Okay. The thing is that we have done it. We have experience in helping people training online, training at home, and getting amazing results. Okay. So if you just give me 5 to 10 minutes of your time, I'm just going to show you exactly how we can help you get to your goals. Okay. All right. So a lot of you might have possibly heard about what we do, because we've been running the Growing Younger program for probably over the last 3.5 years. And I know, especially around the Howick area, a few people do talk about it. So in a nutshell, it's a first and only health and fitness program in New Zealand exclusively for people over 40. And it has already done, we'll show you a couple of our success stories, but you know, it has been responsible for changing a lot of people's lives. So what it is essentially, it's a personal training package. So you get one-on-one time with either Gavin or Natalie, with one of our personal trainers. Nutritional coaching, now it depends on the package that you take. You can choose nutritional coaching. I would say if your goal is to lose weight, that would probably be a necessity, because you know, nutrition is very important for managing weight. You get a bit of physiotherapist input into your program, so that's why we you know, we can actually work with people with injuries. So a lot of people who actually join, they have back pain, they have knee pain, shoulder pain, all sorts of things. They probably not, some of them are not eligible, not fit to join a normal gym, because people in the normal gym don't quite understand their needs. Okay, so because physiotherapist is involved with us, so that's me, you know, we can work around those injuries. Not only work around, but we can also rehab those injuries. And I believe that it's not something tangible, but accountability is massive. Okay, what we do is we keep an eye on your progress. We actually check on your you know, how you kind of sticking to your program. And if you don't stick to your program, we do get in touch. We'll make sure that you you get your results. Okay, and I will talk a little bit more about it later. So it was end of last year, we actually opened a fitness facility inside Howick RSA, but you know, obviously right now it's off limits. But as I said, a lot of people who we work with, we actually do home-based program for them. Okay. So here's, I'm just going to show you exactly how the Growing Younger program works. Okay. So, and these are the sort of things that it actually can help you achieve. So you can have more confidence in tomorrow by, you know, building up your health and getting good results in your health. You can lose excess weight if you need to lose weight. You can get stronger. You have more energy. You can boost your energy levels. You can feel good about your body. You can live longer, enjoy your well-deserved golden years with pride, and dance at your grandchildren's wedding. Okay, so when you start, you actually have a session with me with a physio. Okay, we talk about potentially your injuries, your niggles, your weaknesses in the body, and we kind of brainstorm a bit of a plan. Okay, so we need to know that we can work with you. We need to know that we can help you. Okay, so that's the first step. Now, it takes about anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour, and after that, we make up a plan, and then I pass that information to Gavin and Natalie, and they take over from there. So the next thing is you meet with the personal trainer. and they build a program for you. Okay, so if it's a home-based program, obviously it will, you know, you're not going to need much equipment. Sometimes we'll give you things like rubber bands, Swiss balls. In that case, we'll send it over to you to use. I mean, right now I think the courier is not working, so but again, like, we can use your home equipment such as chairs, you know, tables, that sort of thing. So it can be done at home even now. Okay, so yeah, so you get a lot of input from the personal trainer, and then you see the personal trainer at 1 month intervals to make sure you stay on track. You know, by probably in about a month, you would have achieved some results. You would have gotten stronger, gotten fitter. So every month, the personal trainer will update the exercise program for you, so you keep on achieving more and more. Okay, Gavin, do you want to add anything here? Personal training?
Yeah. So so what we do is I help you set up the whole sort of training program. So it's a bit of a video Skype call or Zoom call, and it just works really, really well. It's you know, it's quite hard to get your head around a trainer doing it remotely, but it's actually a more of a mindset thing. And once you get people into it, it's actually really good. And like I said, you know, I'm doing it with my dad in the UK, people in Australia, people down south in Napier and places like that, and it works really well. So yeah, I mean, it's just a accountability catch up, really. We go through some form techniques, we make sure that everything is right, and give you all alternative exercises if we need to. But the rest of it is just yeah, it's just more catching up. It's good.
So that's the physio session that I just mentioned before. So that's for the slide actually should be first, but essentially that's how we get started. So we'll catch up online, we get a video call, we'll talk about your needs, we'll talk about your injuries, and we'll build a plan from there. Okay, so we diagnose first, we'll prescribe next. Okay, so every fitness, every exercise plan we build for you is customized to your needs. And okay, so the way we work this program is through an app. Okay, and I know some people just go, oh my god, that's just scary. Okay, tech stuff. Okay, the app is built, it's very simple to use. We have a lot of people in our program using it without any issues at all. We walk you through it, we show you how to use it. Now the beautiful thing about the app is that the exercise that you get little videos, and you can probably see on this image here on the left hand side here, you can see workout ABC. That's just a demonstration, but essentially your program is you get videos. Okay, so instead of, you know, the old fashioned way where you go to a gym and they give you a piece of cardboard with scribbles on it, and then you try to figure out what it says there to, you know, the program is very easy to understand because you get videos, you can play them in case if you're not sure what to do. Now, the most beautiful thing is every time you do your workout, you log it. Okay, so you've done your workout, you've gone through your exercises on your app, you go save, you click save. Now, what that does, it logs your workout. We can see that you've done it. Okay, so every now and then we go through we can see everyone's calendar. We can see that you've done your workouts, and guess what happens if you haven't done your workouts for, let's say, 2 or 3 weeks? Okay, yes, we get in touch with you. Okay, because it's very easy when there's no one looking over your shoulder to say, oh, I don't feel like it today. But when you know someone is looking over your shoulder, when you know someone is actually you know, tracking your progress, you'll be a lot more likely to keep up with your exercises. And if you don't, we will be getting in touch. Okay, in a very friendly way, but we do keep an eye on you. Okay, so that's accountability. All right, so that's what I just went through. So in between, you're probably wondering, okay, so you're seeing the personal trainer once when you get started, then you see personal trainer in a month's time. What about in between? So look, a lot of support. Okay, so you know, you get messages every week from Gavin saying, you know, checking on you, making sure that you are doing well. If you have any questions along the way, you're more than welcome to get in touch with us. You can call us, you can message us, text us, email, whatever works for you. If you have any questions about niggles, injuries, get in touch with Alex, with me. You know, you get our mobile numbers. If there's any questions about the training plan, about the exercise, you get in touch with Gavin. Okay, so we are always there to help. We are there to track your progress. We're keeping an eye on you. You never feel like you're on your own. Okay, so there's always someone helping you out. So with the nutritional option, you also get the nutritional blueprint, which is essentially an online video course that Gavin put together. So it's sitting on our website. You get access to it. And why it's important is because you know, if you go to social media, YouTube, Facebook, you know, there's so many so-called experts, and everyone's got their opinion. Okay, someone will try and promote you a keto diet. Another person will try and promote a vegan diet. Okay, not that there's anything wrong with them, but everyone has their, you know, opinion. Okay, and basically what we do is we try to clarify things. We actually go back to the basics. We, you know, Gavin put this program together, you know, based on science. Okay, so he explains in very simple language what's carbs, what's fats, what's protein, so you can understand what's actually good nutrition, what's bad nutrition, without being confused with all the complex stuff. Okay, so we keep it simple, and you get a better understanding what is actually good nutrition is all about. Right, we're just going to play a couple of little videos here. So these are all either our current or past members of the Growing Younger program. So this is Desley. I'm just going to let her talk about now. This video is actually quite long, so I'm just going to.
I can't actually hear it, Alex. I'm not sure if it's playing your end with sound.
I can hear it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't hear it my end.
Guys, can you just say if you can hear it, please? Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. That's my end.
Oh, okay. No. Okay, we'll skip it. Sorry, something went wrong. Okay. So, like the obvious question you're probably asking yourself, well, where would it work for you? Okay. So we'll show you a few more of these, you know, testimonials, I guess you can call them. So it worked for a number of people: Penny, Terry, Carmen, Indy, Desley, and many others. There's absolutely no reason why it would not work for you. As long as you put some effort into the program, you'll be surprised at what you can achieve just a few months down the track. Now, obviously, you need to do some work. Okay, so it's not magic. Okay, you have to put a little bit of effort into the program. It's not hard. Okay, but you need to do a little bit of work to achieve results. Okay, so all the programs, like I said, they are personalized, they're customized, and therefore they're suited for your level of fitness. Okay, so it's not exhausting. They're not like army style boot camp type exercises. There's no exhausting training. Okay, they're all manageable, and you only need to do it. You don't need to spend too much of your time doing it. So we're talking probably 30 to 40 minutes per workout, maybe 4 times a week. Okay, so that's again, it depends on the person's needs, but generally on average, this is what an average person needs. Okay, so what this is not a gym membership. So we do have a fitness studio, but that's we're not talking about that today. So today we're talking purely about home-based program. This is not Weight Watchers, so it's not purely a weight loss program, because a lot of people who joined us, they didn't need to lose weight. They just wanted to get healthier. They wanted to get stronger. So this is not purely a weight loss program, although many people who join the program do lose weight, okay, because they get healthier. So no artificial shakes, drugs, and potions. Everything is natural. You eat natural food. No yo-yo dieting, because people who lose weight with us, they keep the weight off for long term, okay? And that's because of the approach we just discussed. It's not a gimmicky trend that's going to fade away in a few years, and this is not hard. I just want to emphasize, you can do it because we can tailor it to your level of fitness. So just to kind of go over how it works, so you get to see me, the physio, first to get started. We do an online session. We discuss your needs. We discuss your injuries that you might possibly have. Then we go and you go and see Gavin or Natalie, the personal trainers, and you get an exercise plan to fit your needs to achieve your goals. We start tracking your progress. We start keeping an eye on you, how you sort of progressed. And every month you're going to see the personal trainer again to make sure that you keep getting your updates. The program gets updated, so you keep on advancing forward. Okay, So you get support, 7 days a week. If you need any help, you can always reach out to us. We're always there to help you. Now, nutritional coaching is optional, and I will talk about it later. So physio is there to help you out if you need any sort of help in terms of injuries. Now, everything is tracked and you are being held accountable in a friendly way, but we are there to make sure you get results. Okay, so we are there to make sure you stay on track. So if you do that, if you put a bit of effort into the program, you literally cannot fail. Okay, and we make sure of that. Okay, so let's just try one more time, see if you can hear this little.
I'm not sure about everybody else, but it's very, very, very quiet.
Okay, sorry guys, that's it's a bit of a technical issue on our part. Anyway, we'll just have to skip past that. But if you go to our website, growingyounger.co.nz, so growingyounger.co.nz, you'll be able to see a lot of testimonials there. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you'll see probably 10, 12 of them, lots of videos, including Sue, and you can just have a quick look at that if you like. Okay, so look, okay, down to the awkward part. What's the investment? So okay, so there's two levels of the program. There's a comprehensive home-based standard program. So this is basically, that's pretty much covers everything that I mentioned, apart from the nutritional part. Okay, so that's the personal training, the physio support, the just the general support that you get along the way, the app that tracks your progress. So all of that, and that's a proven system that we have done it for 3.5 years. So this is pretty much your investment. So that's the weekly investment that you would normally have to pay, but not at the moment because we are running a special lockdown. So you get $10 off if you do raise your hand today to do something about this. So that's your weekly investment. So if you like what we call our sort of upper level, the gold version of the program, you also get our nutritional support. So you will get sessions with Gavin, who is our nutritional coach, and basically he will guide you what the little tweaks that we discussed, such as with Penny, we changed the orange juice to a glass of water and an orange. So we look for little changes that need to be made in your nutrition. We don't put you on a diet, so this is not hard. We just look for little tweaks you can make that deliver big results. Okay, so you get that coaching as well. And like I said before, if you need to lose weight, that would be recommended because purely exercising chances are it probably won't get you there without nutrition. Okay. So just another little testimonial. Well, luckily it's not a video this time. So look, Gavin, I think it's better that you talk about Terry.
Yeah, okay, cool. So Terry been with us for a long time, actually, now. And when he first came to us, he literally was he was having significant issues with his heart, and he was seeing a cardiologist essentially. And the cardiologist told him he needed to do some exercise and some nutrition stuff because he was, potentially heading towards a heart attack. So, after a couple of months, really, he lost over 13 kilos, and he's maintained his fitness level and his weight for, I'd say, about 3 years now, or 2 years at least. And what's happened with that is that he now is, after his regular appointments with the doctors, his blood pressure is now the most normal it's been in his adult life, to the point where he doesn't actually see his cardiologist as frequently as he was. I think he just goes in for yearly checkups now. And as you can see, he made a point of talking about our nutrition control system. Like I said, he hadn't seen it or considered it before. It wasn't a diet as such. It was more a knowledge tool and self-administered food regime, which is fun and easy, which is quite a compliment coming from Terry. You know, he's, you know, but like I said, he was a very, very a good testimony from him. He did incredibly well and is still doing well.
Cool. Okay, so that's, again, so with the gold level of the program, you get the nutritional coaching that we just mentioned. That's what Terry has. And also you will get access to our Zumba gold classes. Okay, so we run them twice a week, Mondays and Mondays and Wednesdays. So you get to attend one of those classes. Now, if you live in the Howick area, you can come and do the physical class, which is like you can choose whether it's Monday or Wednesday. Is it 5:30, Given?
Yeah, 5:30 on a Monday and 7 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Right. Okay. So you can choose either of those times. If you don't live anywhere close to Howick, you can do an online class. Okay. So we will live stream those classes online, and we can help you set those up. It's easy. So you can, even if you're somewhere else, even other parts of the country, you can still do this class from the comfort of your own home. Okay, so that's with the gold package, and that's the monthly, the weekly investment is normally what you can see on your screen, 57. Now, again, the special deal, actually, oops, sorry, that should be 47. So you get that for $47 per week. Okay, so that's it if you want the nutritional coaching and if you want the Zumba Gold class once a week. Cool. Okay, we'll just do one more testimonial. I think last time some people could hear it, so let's hope we can still play it.
No, man, it's just too quiet, dude. It's just really, really quiet. A lot of feedback. Yeah, can't hear Alex, man. Just yeah, too quiet.
Okay. Okay, well, that's pretty much it from us. So, look, yeah, sorry. Well, so again, if you decide to take action, join today, we're also giving you a free copy of our book that I just mentioned before, and you also get the 2 weeks for free. So the first 2 weeks of the program you will get for free. So essentially, you know, the first time you actually be charged for it is when we probably come out of the lockdown. Okay. So yeah, if you join today, 2 weeks, you get 2 weeks for free. All right. So if you do want to take action, so if you want the gold level of the program, now I'm going to make this link available so I'm going to put it in the chat box. So in case if you want to just simply click on it. Okay, sorry. So that's the gold level. If you're interested in the gold level, so you can go to this page and register online. Okay, and look, if you have any questions, now is the good time to ask. Whether about the information that we covered today, or if you had any questions generally about our program, you can please, you feel free to ask us any questions you may have.
No questions. Covered everything.
All right, cool.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, I think those links are clickable actually. So in case you guys want to click on that, then that's fine. Look, if you if you sort of come up with any questions later on, just email us. So I think that you should have our emails when you got the invitation for the webinar. But like I said, this deal is available today only. Okay, so if you want to take advantage of it, please do. And like I said, we start working with you straight away. Whereas you get the first 2 weeks free, so you only start paying for it in 2 weeks time. So pretty good deal at the moment. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for coming along, guys. Really appreciate you spending an hour with us this afternoon. So yeah, have a really good Easter, and hopefully we get to meet you and see you soon.
Perfect. All right. Thank you for your time today. I'm just going to leave the screen on for a couple of minutes, and then we'll log out. Well, there's a question. Hold on. No problems, Nicola. You're welcome.
Yeah, Nicola, there is. Yeah, we've I haven't seen you for ages, to tell you. Yeah, so we've got a gym now underneath the RSA. So we've taken over the underside of the RSA. So we've got a hall which we do our cardio and Zumba stuff, and then we do the gym setup underneath, which is pretty cool. I think if you go to Google and type in "growing younger," you'll see there's some photographs on the Google page there. All good.
Actually, sorry guys, I think I just realized I did not put the link in the right place. So I'm just going to copy and paste it again. Technology is challenging sometimes.
Well, lucky it went pretty well. It's the first time you've run one of these at different locations, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, when if we ran those in the past, but we'd be in the same. Gavin and I would be in the same location. But today we obviously can't do that because of the lockdown. So we had to run it from 2 different places. All right. Cool.
All right, good stuff. Very good. How do you maximize fat burn? Fat burn is a calories game, basically. So a couple of things for fat burn is that increase your protein, increase your fiber, and keep your calories in check. That's basically what it is. There's no amount of exercise that you can do to burn lots and lots of fat. It's very much controlled by your diet. And yeah, I mean, it does, as you get older, it gets harder for sure. But yeah, there's no magic pill, I'm afraid. Just consistent, good nutrition, and you'll be fine.
I think the other thing to mention, I mean, if you are significantly overweight or obese, it's relatively easy to start to lose some weight. But if you are already reasonably fit, I think that will probably answer part of this question that we got. It is a lot harder to lose kilos even further. I mean, it is possible, but you would have to put a lot more effort into this.
That's right. So Nick, your question about deadlifts at home, I guess it would be more like a drop squat. So instead of having a bar, obviously you just have a heavy weight that you can get your fingers underneath, and you lift it from the floor. And providing that your back is straight, your legs are bent, you'll be absolutely fine with it. But it's all about just having the right load. And that'll be so a dumbbell drop squat or a weighted box or bag or something would be a good alternative for deadlift. Or your dog or something. Your dog up. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Absolutely. But obviously, what would that be? Maybe 4 kilos or something. So you may have to do a few reps of that to make it kind of burn. But again, if you're using lighter weights, if you do everything super slow, so if you do a count of maybe 5 seconds down, 5 seconds up, that becomes a 10-second rep. And that will be quite challenging quite quickly with a lightweight. All good. No problem. Okay, okay. Any more questions? I think that's about it, isn't it?
All right, perfect. So we'll leave it at that today. Yeah, we'll have a great Easter, and we might speak to you sometime later.
Take care, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care. See you.